Apple's current position on their iPhone CPU throttling, and what exactly does Tim Cook think about President Trump's tax reform? Hey everybody, welcome back to the vlog. So today is going to be an Apple day, and I want to give a little bit of commentary. I want to hear from you what you guys think about this. So there was a news report that came out last night. There was an interview with Tim Cook that I want to talk about, and I want to get your thoughts on it. So let me start out by saying, in this interview, they basically talked about two things that really stuck out. Number one, what does Tim Cook think about President Trump's tax reform? That's number one. And number two, where do they stand? Where do they currently stand on this whole debacle of the iPhone being throttled, right? The CPU being throttled and the phones running like crap. What is their current position? And I thought this was really, really interesting. Now, let me ask you guys, do you guys use Instagram or Facebook or anything else, maybe Snapchat or something, where the phone is just not running well anymore and things are just running lethargic? I know I do. And I know my wife does. When I see her as of late use Instagram, she's just like a hot mess. I think she's going to take like a hammer and just beat the iPhone because it's running so poorly. Why is that? Well, as of the updates, as of the current updates on these iPhones, they are throttling the CPU. So if you have an older battery, okay, Apple is saying, hey, the battery's old. Let's go ahead and throttle the CPU all the way down to like 50% cycles. What does that mean? That means if you have an iPhone that's running at like 1.3 gigahertz, it's going to be running at like 650 megahertz. I mean, Stone Age, guys, Stone Age. And that's why when I see her on Instagram and the stuff is like not scrolling and it's like jittering, it's just like a hot mess. That's why. Because the phone's not running right anymore. Okay? Did she agree to that? Did I agree to that? Did you agree to that? No. And that's why, like my past video says, Apple just said, mea culpa. I throw myself on my sword. I did it. I did it on purpose, actually, but it was for your good. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody a new battery for $29 throughout the entire year. All right. 2018, you come in, we're going to give you a brand new battery, only $29. Okay. Well, they also said that what they're going to do is they're going to be more transparent about the battery and give you more data about the battery. Right. So is that good? It's kind of good, but they never said that, oh, we're going to fix the issue altogether. We're going to make it so you could decide if you want the phone to be throttled or not to be throttled. They basically said, we're going to just give you more data. So instead of just saying how much juice is left in your phone, maybe it'll say, well, how many cycles is left or how many times you've charged it. As we know, lithium batteries, every time you charge it, it just deducts one. And as that number gets up to close to 1,000, the battery doesn't work anymore. That's just simply how lithium works, all right? So it's going to give us more information. Well, what Tim Cook said in this interview, ABC News interview, is that they are not only going to do that and give us more information, more transparency as far as battery health, but what they're also going to do is their devs are going to be working into the new release of the OS, of the iOS. I would call it probably 11.3, hopefully. I don't really know if that's the number, but let's call it 11.3. When that is released, it will now have a toggle, guys, a toggle that we could decide, do we want it to be degraded? Do we want the performance to be lower? Do we want it to be throttled or do we not? As the battery gets older, which one? What is the answer? We get to decide. Now, of course, it's going to probably pop up and say, warning, if you do this and say that we want to run full bore at 1.3 gigahertz and your battery's not doing so well and we're pulling a lot of amps, your phone might shut off. Well, for me, and probably a lot of you are okay with that. We'll keep our phones at 50% or more charge. It is what it is, all right? But I want full speed. I don't want you to slow down my phone just because my battery's old, All right? Don't do it. Give me the choice. And that's what Tim Cook said that is going to happen. Now, if you guys don't know about this or never heard of it and you want to know if your phone is affected, basically the phones that are affected, let me read this. iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 6S, the 6S Plus, the 7 Plus, and the iPhone SE. They're all affected by this slowdown or by this throttling, CPU throttling, as they call it. So if you're affected, things are going to be changing and changing soon. Right now, it's in beta, and they're thinking that the beta should be done this month. So I'm going to guess, let's call it 11.3 will be released in February, and then we will all have the ability to choose if our phones will be running slow or not. My suggestion is definitely install that 11.3 as soon as it becomes available, number one. And number two, whenever possible, go get that battery changed out. $29 is cheap. You have the entire year to do it. Change out your battery. Now, what was also very, very interesting is the question to Tim Cook asking basically, what does he think about President Trump's tax reform? Does it affect Apple? You know, how is it affecting them? Is it good? Well, by the sound of it, he's extremely excited about it, guys. He's enthralled. Okay. Now, you never see a lot of emotion, but you see some and you can tell. But how you can really tell is by what he said Apple is going to do to this tax reform. And the list is very interesting. Number one, they are definitely going to repatriate that $250 billion in cash that's currently overseas. That's great. Bring that money back home. All right? Bring that money back home. Number two, he said that Apple will be reinvesting $350 billion in the U.S. economy in the next 5 years. Very, very nice. He also said that they're going to build a brand new donut. That Apple campus, one of those massive Apple campuses, they're billions of dollars, right? They're going to build a brand new one of those, which is going to also increase the number of workers. Up to 20,000 brand new Apple jobs will become available. That's awesome. And then finally, really interesting, and wow, if you're currently an employee, every employee is going to get a bonus due to this tax reform. A bonus, guys, of $2,500 of stock, of Apple stock. I'll take that all day long, guys. Apple stock has been going through the roof, up, 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 and up. $2,500 of Apple stock today, who knows? In 50 years will be worth probably millions. Who knows? All right? And this is just free. Everyone is going to get it just because they are an employee of Apple as of January 1st. That is awesome, guys. So what does Tim Cook think about President Trump's tax reform? Well, he's pretty, let's call it over the moon. So that's all great and all. I'm happy. I'm happy that Apple is finally saying, look, mea culpa, we screwed up. We're going to make good on it. And not only are we going to be more transparent about the battery information, but we're also going to give you the possibility of turning this throttling down. Also, Apple just pouring money back into the U.S. That is fantastic. I mean, guys, look at the stock market as of late, right? We're like over, I think, 26,000 the last time I looked. That is nuts. I've never seen that in my lifetime. That is crazy. So I want to hear from you. What do you think about Apple? What do you think about what they're doing? How they're pouring more money back into the U.S.? What's going on with Apple? And then, of course, what do you think about President Trump's new tax reform? Do you think it's going to help us? I want to hear from you in the comment area. So that's it, guys. As always, if you enjoy my content, please give me a big thumbs up. That would be awesome. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can get all my content when it becomes available. And please share this channel. If you like the content and you think some of the other folks in your community also will like the content, please share it. Share the links. Share it with your community. That would be fantastic. And finally, don't forget, head over to my website, jchristina.com, where you can find a lot of photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years. Hopefully there's something there for you that will help you and your photography. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. We'll see you in the next vlog. Take care.